Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the fuck you are in the world at the moment, and welcome to the K21 preview. Yay! This is a tier 8 South Korean AFV that has 2 javelins, 2 options on what to take for its autocannon. It can also take infantry for some unexplained reason, might be because it's an AFV, and it's on about 9,000 gold. So, is it good? We will answer this question completely not answerable, and to make sure that I continue to get sponsorship for Armored Warfare Remain on the community team, please don't tell them I said that. It's whatever you want it to be, okay? We live in a free land and I'm just going to take some more tea. Right. What does this thing have? Well, this thing has a pair of javelins, it can carry infantry, it's actually relatively well armoured, and it can drift. If you're a Top Gear fan like me, that's all you need. So, the first thing to do is have a look at some of the upgrades of this vehicle. This is a premium, so there isn't anything you need to get. It does come with a soft kill APS that is a hard kill APS. Okay. We're going to take on that later. It comes with a reconnaissance package, which gives you some nice little view range, a relatively decent engine, a troop compartment which gives better capture rate and repair rate, but the big thing about this is the gun. So, it gets a 25, I think. Can't remember. Basically, it gets a shot clip, which you can either have the option to increase the rate of fire by a little bit, or increase the rate of fire by a lot, but it increases the max spread of autocannon fire. A short video will play now, detailing the differences between the two. The main differences this has between the other one is that it has a much greater burst rate of fire, better salvo size, and 10 more pen. The other one is a bottomless clip with 10 less pen and a significantly slower rate of fire, but as you will see in the differences, in the short video very below, I'm getting quite good at this, it is better. And as you can see, there is only one real playstyle for this vehicle, and that is for the bottomless clip and the improved bolt support. The max spread of autocannon fire, I mean, you may think to yourself, well, it makes it more inaccurate at long ranges, right? Well, yes, but it's got a slow rate of fire, and since you've got a gunner, you can basically decrease that by half. And, not to mention, as you can see there, it means there's no uninterrupted delay. Now, I have had this problem sometimes with PvP. I've been using the clip, don't get to track somebody, and now they have a 1 to 2, maybe even 3 seconds to point their front towards me, and we all know how infuriating that can be. Not to mention, in PvE, it will allow you to kill Bradleys, and well, if you're if you're using this thing at long range, to be honest, you're better off taking the javelins. So, I did mention on this thing's armor, so let's have a look. So this is with its 220 AP shells, and as you can see here, it is very, very good. Most of the time, the lower plate isn't really that well armored, but as you can see against autocannon fire, it's very good. And even the sides from an angle can be pretty damn bouncy as well, except for the turret. Against MBT shells of the same tier, let's do the Ariete. There can still be some nice bounce uranium here, with the upper front plate being quite good. I'm not really sure if the light ERA will really provide protection that much. Actually, it will, as you can see there. So it has some nice bounces, so that means people using auto aim will be very annoyed. And there's also that nice side scraping angle as well, but I wouldn't really rely on the armor too much. Against missiles, ooh, what missiles can we use? Let's take the Rosamax missiles. Now against the Rosamax missiles, stealth with 1000 pen, which kind of seems to be the usual thing of tier 8 and 9. There isn't really that much armor to begin with. Interesting about that armor slope there. So unfortunately the ERA won't mean that much of a damn. But against MBT heat shells, of course, using the Ariadne again, there is some auto aim heat protection, as you can see there with the side armor. So that is quite good. Now, in terms of commanders, this is going to be the usual thing. You're either going to want Sabrina, you know, standard AFV thing, because there's no other AFV commanders in game except these two, or Erin O'Connell. Obviously, if you don't have Erin, you want Sabrina, and if you don't have Sabrina, have you even played the tech tree yet? So yeah, ammo wise, I would definitely recommend some HE rounds. This is usual for MBT engine decks and stuff. For PvP, I would recommend a sniper, as you can put a sniper in all kinds of fun locations, or an AT team if you're feeling spicy, and as usual with PvE, an AT team, or for Spec Ops, a mortar team to be able to do the cap circles. Skill wise for the driver, I ended up using ramming damage because I thought it was funny, and acceleration off-road is always good as well. And for the gunner, accuracy, decay rate, and ammo swap speed. Nothing else really. Usual loadout applies with hair kit, spare parts crate, and a fire extinguisher, because being so long fire is bad. And the usual spot loadout for everything really. However, there is one fun loadout you can get for this tank, which if you're feeling particularly spicy, you can take Alicia, energy drink, synthetic oil, and a filter systems for the drift-in memes, but I would only recommend doing this in Glops or maybe even PvE. Definitely not in PvP, unless you're me. I do have this however on a 2-day rental, so I'm probably going to have to actually buy the thing, but yeah. The Javelin missiles, they are auto-pan, well, yeah, they're basically auto-pan, and they're auto-lock, and they basically trap people, even if they're unspotted and they smoked up. The only thing that will stop them is their guidance, smacking into gun barrels or external devices, or APS really. However, this does mean that this vehicle can't really do damage that fast. The Javelins still, they only do about 500 damage, and at what point are you ever going to stop someone from rushing you if you have an autocannon? That does tend to be the big factor here. Unlike the Leclerc T40, which has the armor and the hit points, this doesn't really. So there can be that slight thing where, of course, you have a good autocannon and you can kill other AFVs in combat, but against a Griffin or anything of the same tier, you're probably not going to have a fun time. So, all said and done, how does this do in games? Well, let's find out. So, I am here on Pipelines with my wonderful American friend Tank Sniper, who's... Neither of us have the correct flags for this tank, because, well, we thought it would be funny. Love a good cup of tea. And we're here on Assault. So, usual things to apply, and the K21 can actually be pretty decent on Assault, with the Javelins meaning that you will be able to do pretty well. Essentially speaking, is that you can simply sit at the top, aim down with the Javelins, and unlike other missiles, they don't really care about deflection angles. So straight off the bat, as you can see there, 167 damage to the T72. Let's see if we can hit that T90 some. Now, the one bad point about the Javelins is that they won't do enough damage to deter people from rushing you, and their lock-on time can be slow. Now, obviously, instant lock time would be nice, but it would mean that would make them grossly overpowered, as you could basically just look at somebody, right-click, 500 damage, run away. You get it? We're a bit weak on the stealth in this map. Hello, T90. Let's see, there's one. There's two. And the good thing with the swap times is that you can keep firing, so that's 260 damage done. And an ammo rack. And I do believe he extinguished that fire. And the good thing about this thing's gun is that the 210 pen and the relatively high damage per shot means that they can be pretty effective at long range if you just occasionally tap it a few times. It's not really that much of a big deal. Hi T90, how are you? And the T90's dead. Looking for as well. Ooh. No. I do believe they suffer the same problem that target designation does, is that it sometimes will bug out a bit, if you get my meaning. Oh well, the game's still relatively fresh and early. See about doing anything else, and there is an Abrams over there. As you can see, they're trying to lock on. 1, 2. I am getting shot at by that Type 16, so I can't really back up any longer. He did actually punch through the ERA, which was an interesting angle to go through. And of course with the javelins, there's a nice little that squad. And the squad killed him. Yay! I'm interested to know I'm not actually using a sniper this time, but it can still be pretty useful. Usually the best part about a sniper is that, for instance with javelins, I could pop a sniper up there or on the ridge line and he will spot the enemy for me. And combined with the javelins, well, you can imagine the kind of dirty, fiendish little tricks we can get up to with that one. Aside from that, more enemies running around today. T90A, a couple of people. Let's see if we can use the AT squad. Now the AT squad can no longer do unlimited view range. Basically, I think a patch or two for this one. Oh, and my AT squad actually killed a sniper, which I found to be funny. The AT squad can no longer fire outside of a render range. Essentially speaking, they had unlimited damage as long as somebody was spotted on the map. Now, the annoying thing about assault maps is that the Yasa can get like this, can't shoot the weasel, but if that Centauro backs up, maybe not. And that does tend to be the bad thing about the javelins, is that somebody smokes up, you've lost that rock. AT squad killed the Type 16, yay! And I probably could have killed him with my javelins, as it would have gone down, and somebody is slowly sniping my AT squad, which I find to be immensely annoying. Still seems to be relatively accurate, and that was a Type 90 being really bad at aiming.
Target acquired.
Like seriously, like this guy's fucking terrible at it. Look. Where is he aiming? One more on that T seems to be free. Hopefully I'll kill him. If not, that's the bad thing with the javelins. But hey, somebody else will kill him at some point. That's good. Now Mr. Centauro over there. You see the autocannon doing its nice little lovely work, and not really giving that much of a shit about the bloom, really. Now this thing can be a pretty decent spotter, as you can see there, 56.7% camo and the usual AFV review range with about a little more than 500 meters, but hey. The only things that are really good spotters on tier 8 are usually the VBR, and well, nobody really plays that anymore because the Yukaku's here. So at the very least, with going through, I mean, you should always take a camo for your AFVs anyway, because they are very squishy. And now we just wait. Forward a bit. And then hopefully, this is when things will get spicy. I saw a shot on that T90A as well over there. Now at this point, I probably should have been a bit more aggressive and moved up. That bit over there is pretty fun. 210 pen will go through that T90 and he is making a lot of noise. Hi Weasel. Kind of hoping I'll be able to shoot him. And Mr. T90 still hasn't learned his lesson yet. Obviously you can see me switching to the javelins, but lock on range can be a bit of a pain in the ass at the best of the times. And you will notice that they do come from the left side of the vehicle, so keep that in mind. That can either be a blessing or a curse depending if you're trying to poke out a cover. There's one. There's two. Let's hope these hit this time. One and... Nope.
Target acquired.
Still. Doesn't really require much skill to hit people anyway, does it? And now I believe we can move up. So let's get good. I mean, there is only a 1 minute left on the cap timer, so we might as well just go for it. Nobody seems to be spawning me though. Kind of wondering what they're doing over there, but oh well. Anyway, there's always guaranteed to be at least one of them on the top of the hill, so let's go for it. We know their weasels up there and the AMX is over there, so that means the BWP must be up here. Oh, and look, he's from the Panzer clan as well. Always a good time to kill the seal clubbers, right? Alright, let's autocannon him to death. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk. And finish up with a ram. Not a bad game if I may say so, especially considering it was assault and active time. Not really the best in the world, but hey, it happens. Let's see how we did on that game. Well, when I say that's how we get on the game, it means I'm going to spend another minute scrolling through, so bear with me. So, as you can see here, somebody got an order of resistance, and I did 6,000 damage, which, I've got to say, I've always enjoyed. As you can see there, one of the T90s was happily set on fire. I mean, it's always fun setting people on fire, right? And 1700 spot, top of the team, and my dog is snoring in the background, excuse me! Total potential damage would have been around 9,000, but oh well, that happens. And the AT team did... Still don't know where to find it. AT team did 1,500, so about a quarter of the damage, so nice job, boys. So, as always, I always feature 2 games, so let's have a look at the second one. Yay! Welcome to Ghostfield. If you're a Glops person, well, you're probably going to kill yourself at the mere mention of it, and if you're a PvP person, you'll do the same, but you'll do it slowly. So, I'm here with 2 friends, Silver and Jeff, and I just got threatened on the other team. It's always fun when that happens, but oh well. This is fun, and of course, K21. What else will I be playing? So this was during the bounty hunt, a time where for 2 hours I was contracted to stream for as long as I could, where I got killed by about 6 people while streaming the entire time, and I streamed it as well. It was pretty funny to stream because we watched Girls and Panzer. We literally watched anime while streaming. It was a fantastic time, would recommend. So as you can see by the match duration, you can probably see where this is going to head, but this vehicle is capable of doing quite a good amount of damage in a relatively short time, so don't diss it, it can still do it, it just means it's not as good as the others. Story of my life, and we're using the clip. So, obviously things may not be as accurate, and we are suffering from a few lag spikes that go around, but yeah, otherwise shit happens, right? So sit here for now, just wait between people or go ahead. Considering that currently that nobody's been shot at by that side, that means moving up here is a pretty good place to go to. Just join behind the T-72B3, and let's see what we have. Leclerc prototype over there, load javelins. Now obviously if I had actually taken the autocannon instead of the javelins, I would have done a pretty fun amount of damage to him, so it's not always the greatest thing in the world to do, to be honest, but shit happens. Let's see what this Type 16 does. So Leclerc over there, Type 16 down there, and unfortunately we do have a Seal Club battalion in the other team, the old clan, so you can see how that's gonna go, right? Anyway, just currently sit back here at the moment. There's no real reason for me to get involved just yet. Except for when there's a Type 16 I can shoot at. Hey dude, how's it going? Bye bye. And that's a nice little 700 damage done. Continue going out for now. There's a little griffin down there. As you can see here, I probably would have been better off using the order cannon for this one. But if you do have the time to be able to shoot people, using the order cannon can be good. Immediately reload, 3 seconds. And let's see if we can kill this guy. Oh, just a little bit of damage left. Oh, if I was using the bottom of the clip, I would have killed him. Doing a heckin' big sad right there. Oh, there's a Degman as well. Hi, Degman. 1, 2. I mean, he's using Affiliate, so it wouldn't matter. Goddamn bit shield. But hey, one skillless concept to annoy another skillless concept. Am I right? Anyway, that's 3,500 damage done, and considering the health and considering the hit points of this vehicle is, can't say it at the moment. It's like 2,500 or something. I think it's a pretty good game. I mean, usually for PvP, aim to do around 3,000 damage. You know, just to say, hey, I did my damage in hit points. That's probably the best you can go for. But we're not over yet, because always there's more enemies to kill. Oh hey, there's a mortar. So what I want to do right now is the mortar will absolutely kill me, so I want to back up before he, you know, noms the rest of my team. Let's just back up, because you know where he's going. Let's just wait for now. I mean, we've lost this game already, so you might as well just sacrifice your teammates for the fun of it. Load the javelins up first. There he is. There's one. There's two. And let's give him a and let's give the mortar a hard attack. Oh, and it's also time to run away. Fire away. So you can probably guess as I probably won't be able to channel my inner circumflexes, load the premium ammo and kill this map. But do you remember what I said about ramming damage? I find ramming other AFVs to be quite funny. And I almost killed him. Let's have a look at those post-game results then, shall we? So, nice 7,241 damage done. Not bad if I may say so. Unfortunately I didn't get to kill the BWP. Should have killed him, because in the end he killed me. Really annoyed. But oh well, it happens. Top of the team, of course, some 230 spotting damage, and I think I forgot to put on the AT crew, but oh well, shit happens. So yeah, is this a fun tank? I like it. Is it the best AFV in the game? No, the best AFV in the game is actually the Sphinx. But let's not talk about that. Punchy order cannon, pair of javelin missiles, relatively good armor, is South Korean, which means you can fill out your weird fantasies, and it carries infantry. Review done.